Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to unpack the essential blueprint for taking a brilliant idea and actually turning it into a real product that people can use. This is what separates a random thought from a true success story. So let's just dive right in.
It's the biggest question in business, isn't it? You see it all the time. Why is it that some companies just seem to knock it out of the park again and again, while others, even with a great start, just fizzle out? Well, as we're about to see, the answer isn't about luck. It's about having a process.
And boom, here it is. This one idea from our source material really sets the stage for everything we're going to talk about. Success isn't just a one-time thing. It's something you have to sustain. And the only way to do that is to commit to always innovating. It's literally the engine that keeps a company going.
Okay, so that brings us to our first major concept, the innovation imperative. Because before we can even get into the how to do all this, we've really got to understand the why. Why is this constant cycle of creating new things so absolutely critical? Yeah, the big insight here is that you just can't leave innovation up to chance. The companies that win don't just sit around waiting for a lightning bolt of inspiration. Nope. They build a system, a reliable, repeatable process that can capture those sparks and turn them into something real and powerful. So once you're committed to the why of innovation, what's the next logical step? Well, you have to figure out the what. What exactly are you trying to build? And that brings us to our next section.
Our source calls this whole thing New Product Development, or NPD. But what's really interesting here is that phrase, systematic journey. Think about that. It suggests there's a map, a clear path with actual stages, not just some chaotic scramble to the finish line. It means it's something you can actually learn and follow.
And this is a super important point. Before you even start that journey, you have to know what kind of trip you're taking. For example, are you creating something totally new that's never existed before? Or are you just making a huge improvement on something we already have? Maybe it's just a small new feature. Answering that question first is going to shape your entire strategy.
All right, now we're getting to the real heart of it. We get the why, we've figured out the what. This section is all about the how, the actual effective process for taking an idea from just a thought in your head all the way into a customer's hands.
So what does this systematic journey look like in the real world? Well, the source material actually boils it down to a pretty clear, high-level framework that gives structure to what can feel like a really creative and sometimes messy process. It really breaks down into 3 core stages. It all kicks off with ideation. This is where you brainstorm, you explore, you filter down tons of ideas to find those few golden nuggets. From there, you move into development. This is where the real work happens, designing, building, and testing the heck out of it. And finally, it all leads up to the launch, that big strategic push to get your amazing new product out into the world. And what this shows us so perfectly is that even though every product idea is unique, the path to getting it done doesn't have to be reinvented from scratch every single time. This 3-stage framework, ideation, development, and launch, it's a reliable roadmap that helps you navigate all the chaos of innovation. All right, let's pull all of this together. Let's really distill it down into a clear blueprint for success that you can actually use. These are the key things you need to remember for your own projects. So what are the big lessons here? First, innovation is not a one-and-done deal. It has to be continuous. Second, you've got to know your product type before you even start. Third, you absolutely need a structured idea to launch process to guide you. And finally, the real goal here is to master this whole system so that innovation becomes second nature.
And that's probably the most empowering thing to take away from all this. Innovation can seem like this mysterious thing, right? Like it's just for a few lucky geniuses. But it's not. It's a discipline, it's a process that, honestly, with enough focus and practice, anyone can learn, use, and even master.
So as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this one question. You have the blueprint now. You know the steps. The real question is, what problem are you going to solve with it? What idea are you going to take on that journey from concept all the way to customer?